Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to study chapter number 10 of Supplementary Reader. And the name of the chapter is A Strange Wrestling Match. Children, have you ever seen the wrestling match? Yes, of course, you might have enjoyed many times. But do you know, this wrestling match, which is described in this story, is between whom? You can't even think of it. This is a story about a very popular wrestler, a very hardworking wrestler named Vijay Singh. He is very famous wrestler, but he has one very bad habit of boosting himself. Whenever he is in a public place with youngsters, he often boasts about himself. One day, he challenged that he can win the match, he can win the game with anybody, whosoever is his opponent. So the youngsters challenged him. They said, "Can you win a match with a ghost?" He accepted the challenge. Then, one fine day, not the day, it's night, a match was fixed. A match was there. Can you guess with whom Vijay Singh fought the wrestling match? So, for knowing with whom he fought the match, let's read and enjoy this story, A Strange Wrestling Match. The admirer, one of the youngsters, started telling him the way to the haunted desert. He said, "It's 10 miles to the west on the road to Jaisalmer. And the landmark is an ugly black rock that looks like the head of a camel. And beyond that rock, there's nothing, just sand and an uncultivated, wilderness means uncultivated, and the area where no one lives. And of course, he says, ghosts are there." Almost the entire village turned up that evening to bid farewell to Vijay Singh, who was ready to set out west. Just then, an old woman came forward and thrust a small packet into his hands, and Vijay Singh started walking into the red sunset of the desert. So children, almost the whole of the village, they turned up. They came to bid farewell to Vijay Singh as he was going to the desert. And suddenly an old woman, she came forward and handed him a small packet into his hands. And after that, Vijay Singh started walking into the red sunset of the desert. As he walked, the night deepened. The moon was bright and the stars shone clearly in the Rajasthan sky. Still a few miles short of his destination, Vijay Singh remembered the old woman's packet. He opened it and found nothing but a lump of salt and an egg. The old woman was well known for her eccentricities. So as he was walking and walking, the night deepened, and the moon was shining brightly, and the stars can be seen in the Rajasthan sky. But he is still a few more miles to that place. Then suddenly Vijay Singh remembered the packet which was given to him by the old lady. He opened it and found that there was nothing special, just a lump of salt, a piece of salt and an egg. But the old woman was very well known for her eccentricities. And eccentricities means, children, unconventional and slightly strange. So as Vijay Singh stepped into the haunted desert, he heard a voice, "Vijay Singh, Vijay Singh." You will get lost in the desert. Come this way. I'm your friend Natwar. At once, Vijay Singh realized it was not his friend but a ghost. Trying to sound brave, he called back, "Where are you, my dear Natwar? It's dark and I cannot see you. Come here and show me the way." Like all good wrestlers, Vijay Singh wanted to size up his enemy. So, as Vijay Singh was going deep inside the haunted desert, suddenly he heard a voice from behind. Somebody was calling by his name. And that fellow, he said, "Don't go inside the desert. You will get lost in the desert. Come this way. I'm your friend, Natwar." At once, Vijay Singh realized that friend, that fellow wasn't his friend, but a ghost. But he tried to sound brave, and bravely he tried to pretend bravely. He said, "Where are you, my dear friend? Come in front, as I cannot see you. Come here and show me the way." So, like all good wrestlers, Vijay Singh wanted to show his size, his personality to his enemy, whosoever that person is. Soon the ghost appeared at his side. Vijay Singh peered into his face and declared, "You are just a plain lying ghost. Anyway, now I don't have to work all night. I was longing to meet you." Not used to insults, the ghost was taken aback. People generally started back in horror when they met him. Soon that ghost appeared beside him. Vijay Singh looked at his face and said, "You are just a plain lying ghost. Anyway, now I don't have to walk all through the night. I was very eagerly waiting to meet you." The ghost, as you all know, the ghost, everybody is scared of ghost. But this Vijay Singh, he tried to insult the ghost. So the ghost was taken aback. He was surprised. People generally started back in horror when they met him. So he thought that when the people see the ghost, they tried to move back, they tried to move away. But he was standing right in front of him. They often fainted, but the people often faint when they see him. But here was this unfeeling creature claiming he wanted to meet a ghost. It did not make sense. "Really, I don't know why you long to meet me," the ghost said. The ghost couldn't understand why this creature, why this man was waiting to meet him, waiting to meet the ghost. "That proves," said Vijay Singh in a bored voice, "that you are a stupid ghost. The least a ghost can do is to read a man's thoughts. However, a worthless ghost like you is better than no ghost. The fact is, I am tired of wrestling with men. I want to fight a ghost." So Vijay Singh said that he tried to insult the ghost. He said that you are a stupid ghost. The least a ghost can do is to read a man's thoughts, and you are reading. A worthless ghost like you is better than no ghost. So he tried to insult the ghost. The fact is, and Vijay Singh said that the reality is, I am fed up of wrestling with men. Now I want to fight with a ghost. The ghost was speechless. Marshalling his ghostly wits, he made an attempt to look Vijay Singh scornfully in the eye. "Frankly," he said, "you don't appear all that strong to me." So the ghost was speechless. He couldn't say anything. So assembling arranging all his ghostly wits and satires and jokes, he made an attempt. He tried to look at Vijay Singh with a feeling of contempt in the eye. He said, "Frankly speaking, you don't appear to all that strong to me." Vijay Singh said, "Appearances can be deceptive. Take your own case. You claim to be Natwar, though actually you are a rascal of a ghost. If you doubt my strength, let me give you a demonstration of it." So Vijay Singh said that appearances can be deceptive. They can be fake. Take your own case. Think of yourself. You claim that you are a Natwar, but actually you are a rascal of a ghost. If you have any doubt about my strength, let me give you a demonstration of my strength. Let me show you how strong am I. So children, this is the first part of the story. I hope you are enjoying the story. So go through the story, the first part of the story, and enjoy it. And if you are still curious to know the end, to know the climax, read the second part of it also, which I'll be explaining you in the next class. So go through the chapter, read that story, and also try to find the question answers. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.